A comprehensive Hurricane Beryl recovery plan is now being implemented following the announcement last week by Prime Minister Andrew Holness. It includes a $3.9 billion phased repair schedule for health facilities over 12 months. The Ministry of Health will execute this in 2 phases.
And phase 3 will be focused on making facilities resilient to natural disasters and meet business continuity standards for health. This is expected to be completed in 24 months.
The National Solid Waste Management Authority has been empowered with $500 million to carry out a national cleanup initiative. This is being supported by $800 million assigned to the National Works Agency for the same project.
It is our intention to utilize the labor of community personnel, aided by the use of small tools and heavy equipment where necessary.
And to prevent an outbreak of mosquito-borne diseases, Mr. Holness also announced a $300 million dengue mitigation campaign for the next 6 weeks. Having received assessments of damage to date,
an allocation of $1 billion Jamaican dollars has been made towards providing grants and assistance for restoration, reconstruction, and relocation.
Provisions were also made through the National Housing Trust for contributors and mortgages.
There is the peril insurance for NHT mortgages. The NHT will give a moratorium for NHT mortgages, and there is a special home improvement loan for roof and home repairs due to the hurricane. And we will also give a special home grant for vulnerable NHT contributors who sustained damage in the wake of Beryl.
The NHT will also be contributing $200 million to the national restoration effort for Hurricane Beryl. To ease the water woes of communities still without the commodity, roving generators will be deployed to pumping stations that are without electricity.
We will be mounting these generators on flatbed trucks so that they can move between communities to allow for temporary reprieve while storage tanks, both households and communities, are refilled. We are targeting approximately 50 of these mobile generators to work in parallel with the JPS effort.
Mr. Holness says the first phase of the initiative to purchase generators and build resilience of the NWC will cost approximately $750 million. Continuing his update on the recovery process, the Prime Minister reports that the Jamaica Public Service Company, JPS, will be getting help from the region to fast-track restoration efforts. This is from the Caribbean Electrical Utility Services Corporation, CARILEC.
The JPS has indicated that they are targeting the week ending August 10th for full restoration island-wide.
Meanwhile, a $1 billion line of credit has been made available for large-scale poultry operators. This will benefit broiler companies and/or approved farmers, facilitated by the Development Bank of Jamaica, the DBJ.
This is very important for our food security and to ensure that there is no shortage of chicken, which could impact price.
Going a step further, 2,000 micro-business operators will receive grants of $100,000 each. This will cost the government $200 million. The National Insurance Scheme will also waive the life certificate requirement for the August payment of pension benefits. 200 summer workers have been assigned to the Ministry of Labor and Social Security to help execute its assessment and identification of persons in need of support.
In this period, whilst the Ministry of Labor and Social Security team is out there doing assessment, we are also trying to identify the persons who should be on the social pension but are not on the social pension. So we will use this as an exercise to get more people on the social safety.
Another 300 workers from the Youth Summer Employment Program will help to fast-track rapid assessments being done by the Office of Disaster Preparedness and Emergency Management. ODPEM will also be launching a program focusing on resilient roofing through the promotion and distribution of hurricane straps. Prime Minister Holness says a committee will be named shortly to review the country's disaster preparedness mechanism. The intention is to make improvements that are needed now.
So that if we are hit by another disaster, which is quite likely in this hurricane period, that we are not just prepared, but we are ready to act.
He was addressing the Jamaica Government Pensioners Association's 57th annual general meeting. Mr. Holness also indicated that deliberate and direct strategies were being considered to leverage the knowledge and skills of pensioners to support the growth of the economy.
And this can be done particularly in helping us with training, helping us with reviews. And nowadays, you don't have to travel to work. You can work online.
Prime Minister Andrew Holness was at King's House on Thursday for the swearing-in of Justice Marva MacDonald Bishop as the first female president of the Court of Appeal.
Justice MacDonald Bishop, your swearing in today marks a historic moment for our judiciary and for Jamaica. I am confident that under your leadership, the Court of Appeal will continue to uphold the highest standards of judicial excellence.
Justice MacDonald Bishop was also awarded the Order of Jamaica for her distinguished service to the judiciary. Prime Minister Holness also acknowledged outgoing President of the Court of Appeal, Justice Patrick Brooks.
I extend my gratitude to Justice Brooks for his many years of distinguished and selfless service at various levels of our justice system.
Other engagements by Prime Minister Andrew Holness last week included a courtesy call by the Archbishop of Canterbury, the Most Reverend Justice Welby, his wife, and other leadership of the Anglican Church in Jamaica. The conversation ranged from health and education to hurricane recovery and the role of the church in creating peace in the society. Prime Minister Holness also hosted the Premier of the Cayman Islands, Juliana O'Connor Connolly, who made a significant support to the country's hurricane recovery efforts.
This is not a small contribution.
It's a deposit.
200,000 United States dollars. It's significant, and we appreciate it. And I can guarantee you that this will be used to assist the families who have been displaced and dislocated. In fact, this will go into our disaster preparedness fund.
Premier O'Connor Connolly also toured sections of Clarendon that were severely impacted by Hurricane Beryl. There was also the handing over of 4 units under the new social housing program in St. Elizabeth and 1 in Manchester on Friday.
This is going to break intergenerational poverty. This is an asset that your children can inherit.
And to all the persons who is a part of the new social housing program that made today possible, we want to say thank you very much. We really appreciate what you have done for our family. Thank you very much.
And that's it for Jamaica House Weekly. Be sure to join us next time for more of the news stories coming out of the office of the Prime Minister.